Hello, I'm Stephen Monkey Mason, and I am back with the movie pop guy Paul Ray. He was there. Carl, are you there?
I'm here. That's fine. Stand by.
And we also have Carl. We do have a Paul Ray. Is Paul Ray there?
Hello.
Oh, hi there.
Hello.
Right, so we're back and we're doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1990, and I want to count down from 3 and then to 1, obviously, and press play. So if we're on fortune start, press play on. Look, Danny Glover, calm down, all right. So 3, 2, 1, play. So yeah, we might be doing 2 of these back to back, even though the lads have just talked for 20 minutes about how Paul Ray used to get his Independence Day pop vinyl stuck up his bum. But let's talk about a different thing. So it's starting off, the music is a massive thing here, and just like New York City, and it captures New York City really well, because it's like the end of the 80s into the 90s, isn't it?
Oh, it's just like through and through New York City, absolutely.
I remember, like, as a kid, like, just wanting to see this, and unfortunately I didn't get to see it until it came out on our home video. Like, there's a lot, I mean, it's the biggest independence movie. It's the one that took over Halloween, wasn't it?
I mean, it made, what, over 100 mil?
Huge movie.
Something massive, like.
I mean, I remember as a kid, like, seeing it, and there's something, a guy was trying to show us it. It was my cousin, actually, who was trying to show us a pirate copy. And I was like, no, I'm not interested. Even back then, I was like, fuck you, piracy. And, like, I remember as also he used to, he was a couple of times I've been over to his house, and that's one of the first times I've seen Freddy Krueger, and that was a fucking creepy, like, but I refused to watch the Turtles.
My first time watching this film was from the dinner lady at school. She had a copy of it.
Told me the story. Told me the story before. I love this woman's telegram disappearing.
Yeah, I mean, the empty the van so fast. Come here, Bob, where's my TV?
It's a very dark movie, isn't it? I mean, considering how popular the cartoon had been.
Well, this is it. I mean, obviously, I was doing a bit of research, and apparently, if you watch or you listen to commentary on the German DVD, they actually explain how this film was actually approached to be released before the cartoon. It was basically 1980, apparently, and nobody wanted to invest. Apparently, the only countries that were even thinking about it was France and Germany. And it never took off. So when you think of how dark it is, I think you can see they were definitely leaning towards the comics.
Look at the Whopper, Burger King. Now,
such a cool shot of New York.
That's a lush shot. Now that kid, he's probably going to be one of the next NECA figures, isn't he? Because, like, it's weird how the NECA range that they've been bringing out recently, April O'Neil hasn't. But is that because, do you think the actress has changed in every film and their likeness?
I think it might be, because obviously the big talking point was the Casey Jones figure. Everyone assumed that he would be able to take the mask off, and you can't, and that was down to the actor not giving up the license for it. It's funny actually when it's like court, isn't it, for like the character of the cartoon?
Yeah, but it's just. I mean, I think she's good cast for like who April O'Neil was from the. I mean, she's not wearing the full spandex leather fucking suit, like, but you know.
I think I'll be pushing it, don't it?
But unlike
getting away with a lot by using yellow.
But like unlike Masters of the Universe, where they try to change. There's Sam Rockwell. There's Paul Ray. I mean, that's a proper quick roll. That I think he's in it later on, isn't he?
Yes, yeah, he's got a cigarette, isn't he? Aye. Uh-oh.
Lights out.
Excellent, dude.
Hogtied.
I've got to say, the John Duprez is absolutely awesome. It's absolutely awesome. The score.
The Turtles as well. I mean, for all the years of CGI and all that as a kid, when you've seen them and you just see just the imagery, even of the bandana in the eye, you're like, oh my god. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the real, you know, what I mean? That's one of the things I love about it. I mean, obviously, sure, you could probably scrutinise a bit now if you look really close. But as far as I'm concerned, when this came out, the turtles were real.
It kind of beat Jim Henson, like.
The question is, though, relating back to the cartoon, is Raphael rude or crude? The big
He's not a party dude.
He's certainly not a party dude.
Golden Bob, yeah, it's like a Japanese one, isn't it? Company. This music's awesome, though.
Oh, the visuals, man. I mean, like I say, everything just works.
Oh yeah, it was.
You mentioned Jim Henderson, but he wasn't a fan. Like, he hadn't. I think that it was too violent. I think it really heavily related to the fact that when you watch the newer films, well, the second and third one, how much, I would say worse, but how much more obvious the facial expressions and that just didn't work, because this is literally the creme de la creme.
Yeah, I mean, as a kid watching that, oh my god, the turtles, and like the guitar riff, when you jump through, was it changed? No, the movie was Ninja Turtles as a cartoon that was changed to Hero.
It was Hero over here,
in certain countries, yeah. Aye.
That turtle.
My favourite, I know who Mason's is, but Paul, you got a favourite?
Raph.
You on Raph? Yeah, that's the same with me. I think as a kid, I was definitely Michelangelo. I think most people were, but once I got a teenager, I was like, no, Raph's where it's at, like.
I think as well as with
Mason, you want to let us know on audio what your favourite turtle is?
Well, it's Donatello, because the thing with Donatello is he was all. I mean, I've talked about this before. When you want to play turtles as a kid, I mean, it was easy enough to find a stick in the woods. Do you know what I mean? But like,
yeah.
I think Donatello as well was very cool with his technology as well. He was always like into the gadgets and stuff, and I think like Leonardo was a very like leader. He's kind of like wants to be the alpha, and obviously he feuds with Raph. Raph's a bit of an alpha, but obviously the dark horse, he doesn't want to follow suit. And then Michelangelo is obviously the runt of the litter, which is obviously the comedy sidekick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's what makes Donatello so dominant, though, because there is parts of the films where you see Donatello can just be as goofy as Michelangelo, and like I say, you could totally see him leading the group just like Leonardo does. So you know, it's like you had a little bit of everyone sprinkled in there.
And it's funny as well. It's like it's kind of the actors and the voices. I mean, obviously Corey Feldman is the voice of Donatello in this one, and at the time as well, you're like, as a kid, you're like, who you fucking recognise that voice? And it's like listening to Shredder and realising it's Uncle Phil from Blair Witch Project, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But like, and then like you're looking at it and you go, hang on a minute, Gremlins, Goonies, Lost Boys, like Feldman was fucking in everything in the 80s.
He was in the drum, didn't he?
Huh?
I was reading that when I was researching this. Obviously, the big question is why does Feldman not return for a second one?
Rehab.
Well, the short answer is he's sober. Yeah, he said he was well into his heroin phase when he did this, and then by the time the second one came round, he was pretty much sober.
Yeah, he was in rehab. He came back for the third one, but
nothing saving that. That would be an interesting video for this.
How it's Kevin Clash, wasn't it? It was Elmo's voicing by Elmo. That's who it is, Kevin Clash.
Oh, is that Splinter?
I too. Splinter. I too had the family daddy.
He can't.
6 people just operate Splinter.
And he's kind of like, as well, it's well designed because obviously of all like the drapiness about his costume. I mean, they couldn't have pulled off what he looked like in the fucking cartoon, but like, obviously it's all puppet work and stuff like that. I was just about to say there, Carl, you remember when we were sitting there and Brittany was like, had a hand up when we met Feldman, and I was like, oh fuck, what you gonna ask him? And then that guy next to us went, what's it like being the voice of Donatello and the voice of Slash? And you could tell Feldman's face is like, what the fuck?
Well, you know what it is? I'm drawing a complete blank on what I asked him to say. But the one thing I did do, which is when he was signing my Goonies book set, I did ask him to quote Donatello. And he did, and I swear to God, shut your eyes and you speak to Donatello like. There was no even like you can tell he's one of those voice actors where he didn't probably try that hard to put a voice on.
Yeah.
That's just really his voice.
I love this one.
I can't believe I'm stumbling on what I asked him. It was a proper famous quote as well. I can't remember what he said now.
Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds. I love that line. It was popping up on a few T-shirts recently.
Really? You couldn't get a pizza in 30 minutes in this day and age.
Honest to God, when I was a kid and this was like, can I order a pizza? No, and like pizza, I mean, you walk down Concert Middle Street, now there's about 8 pizza shops. Back then...
Yeah.
Isn't this like a director or not? Isn't this like the guys who created it or something like that?
Kevin Eastman.
Something like that, yeah.
Might be like
I
that.
think I put a bit of a cameo. Turtles actually got me into eating pizza actually, so I blame Turtles for this fact.
Dude, the honesty, right, I might do it, right, obviously with what's going on. The next time I order a Domino's, I only do it when there's a special offer on because Jesus Christ, it costs you a fortune. I'm generally going to get down the Donatello mask and be sitting, looking out the window, waiting for him.
Well, just go to the store, so order from there.
It's a good looking pizza, like.
That would not feed 4 turtles.
Nah.
Look, critters!
You're like 5 seconds ahead of me, Mason.
Yeah, you're 5 seconds ahead of me also.
I don't know what you were saying
Well,
there,
you guys need to catch up because I've got the feed. I can't pause it.
I'm supposed to catch up?
I'm going to say I don't really think it's going to make that much of a difference. You're literally like,
Fuck critters!
Shut up.
I want to come up with these things.
The scene there as well when he walks across the road, it totally looks like it could have been from Ghostbusters as well.
Yeah, I'm not to that bit yet.
Fuck off, man.
So did you know as a kid that the dagger's called a sai?
Yes.
I think it was one of the things I learned years later. I always just call it a dagger.
See, to me, it's more like, yeah, it's a dagger and all that, but like, I just thought he always got the short straw of the stick, do you know what I mean? He's like, because it's close combat fight and that.
Yeah.
Did you ever play the video game they brought out for The Last Generation, Out of the Shadows?
No, I only ever played the arcade one.
I used to have the arcade machine years ago.
Really?
Yep.
Such a cool mask, that Kate Jones mask.
Oh, it's absolutely badass. I thought that was one of my favourite things about it.
He's been in quite a few movies though, him. He's the guy in Fallen, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, funny enough, I literally just watched The Greatest Sport of All Time. Never heard of it before. It's on Disney Plus. It's Shia LaBeouf. It's based on a Rio golf game. That was like apparently the best golf game that was ever played. And he turned up as a dad. I like literally watched it about 3 days ago, so I've not seen him for years.
Oh, he's in quite a lot. He was in Crash. He was in Harold and Kumar, the Christmas one. He's the.
It's not bad.
But he's also in the third one. He comes back in the third one, but he also plays 2 different characters.
Yes, that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
Now, Carl, are you going to pre-order the NECA ones with Casey Jones and Raphael in disguise or not?
Yes.
Well, obviously the answer's yes, probably. I'll be fair. But you know what it is? A little thing about me with figures, I don't like figures with real clothes on. I just don't ever think they look as good. I'd rather see like a plastic coat on them and make it like more fitting. Whereas it's like trying to put a real little jacket on a figure, it just looks bulky. Even like some of the biggest like priciest hot toys you can get out there, like a James Bond figure with all the real clothes on, I just never really like the look of it. So it's not a guarantee for me, but it's a like 90% chance yes.
Well, the thing is, like, it could have been an extra. It could have been with Raph to begin with, or it could have came with Casey Jones' figure. And if you want to put it on Raph and you want to dress him up, put it on Raph. Not to sell another figure. It's what we were talking about the other day, Carl, when you were like, there's 2 foot soldiers, right? Either they should have been a double pack, or it should be 1 foot soldier and 1 Tatsu.
Well, I would have, Tatsu, or at least I would have had like a kid, you know, like a normal kid, like ninja setup, where it's like I don't know, where he just looks like a regular person, because it is a bit of a cash grab that when it comes down. Because literally, I mean, I've got the pictures. The foot soldier, they're identical. The only difference is you do get your different weapons with them. But when you think about it, 35 quid a pop nearly.
Well, I got lucky on all them because obviously I think the day before we went in lockdown, Be More Geek were having a sale and stuff was buy two get one free. So I think I ended up with the two foot. So yeah, I got both foot soldiers and Michael Myers. I think I walked in. Were you not at work, Paul, when I came back and you were like, "Fucking hell." I think it was. Honestly, I think it was about £42 for them.
Jeez.
Wasn't that on that Sunday?
Aye, was
That
I?
Sunday that went for ice cream for free.
Oh, we got ice cream, slush puppies. We had fucking quizzes at work, and then we had people walk in. And oh, it's quiet today, like, isn't it? Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, it was the best day ever.
Well, it's funny, you know, because you got the little turtles from More Geek as well, didn't you, Miss?
Yeah.
Aye, well, you know what it is? I swear, I was thinking about it, and literally I had that very thing in my hand. I think it was 2 days later when it popped up. Either Brit told us, or where maybe there was a picture that you'd shown us or something like that, but you bought it, and I just thought to myself, Christ, I literally, like, almost bought it, and I just thought, I just don't have the money on it. So it was like kind of laughing when I thought, you know what it is, if I didn't put it down, Mason wouldn't have gotten it.
Well, the thing is, I mean, it'd been in the shop since it opened, and I think it got I think it got slashed. I think it was like £35 or something.
I was 60 originally.
Yeah.
That's why that's why I was so tempted. I thought, oh, that's gone down really low. But
I do like that shop. That's a good shop, people geek.
It's small though, so I always find myself going in. And don't get me wrong, I've spent a fortune in there, but I haven't bought every time. So I always get like a bit weird when they start looking at it, because I think, oh, here comes this guy. He just walks in, looks, and then leaves. Which is basically what I do at HMP as well. Like so. No.
So I do drop how long?
So, making more references to this, I think it borrows so much from the cartoon, but it does it right, unlike Masters of the Universe or other films that came along at the time, where you go as a kid and you go, right, like, you know, say for example Ghostbusters, now the cartoon was made after that, but it's kind of like, this was one where you think, fucking hell, it's just like, oh, holy shit, it's done so well, like the transition from cartoon to a new audience. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I think everything is taking it serious as well. I mean, like I say, it's not just being like mocked. I feel like, I don't think Masters of the Universe was mocking it, but I don't think they were taking it that serious. I can imagine them sitting there going, listen, this might not make money. It doesn't matter if it doesn't. It's just a cash grab.
It was canon, wasn't it?
I think they were generally they were just trying to generally make a good film. Can we just all recognise that horrendous fake dagger hitting the screen?
Yeah, that's a weird effect, that.
When you think of everything being so practical, and then you have this one weird effect like that. And they didn't even go for big boobs for April in this film, so you know.
Oh, to be honest with you,
didn't miss that opportunity.
To be honest with you, they probably went for the best actress you get, because she's not really attractive.
Nah, she's kind of like a plain Jane.
Well, she's quite like almost like a mousy kind of character.
Yeah.
And I love how that. I mean, the police sergeant's getting down when it's normally is it Vernon? Obviously, he was in more of the remakes. Vernon, like was it the guy with the blonde hair's always chasing after her? I mean, there's one thing going out at night dressed up like that, but in the middle of broad daylight, someone's going to fucking recognise you.
New York City, man. Everything happened in New York City.
Yeah, everyone see them pictures of all them people getting off the bus the other day, man. It was just fucking ridiculous, man.
Oh, man. It's the one that got me was the one that were massively queued up at Starbucks. There were like at least about 20 odd cars, or like put a traffic jam trying to get into the Starbucks drive-in.
For a fucking coffee, it's fucking stupid, man. Because your message. Still not as good as the Predator backhand, Carl.
No, fair enough. But again, I think they took it serious in the sense of like they really went with like what I mean. It's obviously a little bit hammed up as ninjas, but you know when you think of what they look like in the cartoon, obviously they had to make them real people. Otherwise, you know, obviously they couldn't have robots not in this time.
I mean, I love the design of the cartoons, but I also love the design of the film.
Yeah, I like the foot soldier ones. Yeah, they look cool.
You mentioned earlier, Paul, about where you almost set up Batman versus Turtles or something. And I think it's a bit unusual out of all the years that they've done a crossover with DC, but they haven't done a crossover with Marvel, even though the entire series is a parody on Daredevil.
It's weird because obviously Nickelodeon is Paramount. You know what I mean? It's weird. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, because obviously, like I say, for those who don't know, obviously the Foot Soldier is obviously a joke on the Daredevil ninjas, which are called the secret organization called the Hand, and obviously the same ooze that made the Turtles made Daredevil blind. You know what I mean? So you'd think it would be a no-brainer to do a crossover with them, but still hasn't happened.
That was a class shot, by the way, with just being there when you can see Splinter in the reflection of the mirror, but just his feet in the foreground. It's been well directed and filmed this.
Yeah.
It's Steve Barron, isn't it? The guy who did like the Michael Jackson beat stuff, isn't it? He's a music director, isn't he?
You normally find that with music videos.
Like.
You normally find that when like people come from music videos into films, because you're looking for the best shot. You know what I mean? But like a lot of people go for the more traditional stuff. But when you're doing music videos, you're just trying to get as much coverage as possible on the time, and that normally helps. I love it in the cartoon. She's like screaming that she's a rat, and then by the end of that day, she's reading them bedtime stories to go to bed.
You would definitely have a blade like Mason.
Well, she's on a couch. Splinter's talking to her. Raphael's taking a knee. Now, does anyone remember this on VHS? Trying to watch it because it was so dark on VHS, though.
I thought it was just like copyright.
Can we not talk about that? The fact that you've had to resort to piracy, Paul Ray.
I don't get into personal situations, the reason why.
Well, you know.
There'll be a Netflix special soon, don't worry about it.
Or part of the behind the scenes of Paul Ray. But you're saying about darkness, I mean, the thing is, and still to this day, I reckon, when I say, like, I watched the alternative ending of this the other day, and, like, obviously it's showing its age, but you just, I think, in your head, you just totally forget how decent, like, the picture is now. Even when you get a Blu-ray that's, like, really grainy, or that didn't quite look the same, if you just go back and look at what VHS looked like, it's still amazing, really.
Oh no. Steve Barron, the director, he did obviously Ninja Turtles, the Cornheads.
Classic.
What else have we got? Aha. We did some Aha. I'm sure he did like a Michael Jackson music video.
Some weird composites going on here, like.
Yeah.
There they are. They're the guys.
Hey. Now, we talked about the figures earlier on, and I never really kind of thought about it really when I was younger. I mean, me and my brother were only 3 years apart in age. He's 3 years older. But I remember having a Christmas, and it was it would have been probably 80, I want to say 88, because I know we were so into the cartoon by that point. But we had a Christmas that was just pure Turtles. Every toy, everything that we got over Christmas had Turtles related.
Yeah.
It never occurred to me that obviously they never released, this movie figures originally because of the quote-unquote backlash it got because of the violence. Playmate, I think they were the main company at the time. They turned around and said they didn't want to do anything because of the violence. It never occurred to me how like this film never got toys.
Have you seen the Turtle Power thing that was on Netflix?
Awesome.
It's an absolute awesome. It's an awesome. I don't think it's there anymore, but that goes into the origins of the comic book and how, you know, they wanted to make the TV show and all that. And I mean, it's a really good documentary. And they even go into it on the film there, and so the kids were like again, like the backlash and the spoofing Gremlins too, when the woman's storming out shouting at the guy, and Hulk Hogan's got to put the film right. It's like back then. Well, back then, parents didn't read reviews. There wasn't really word of mouth. It's like, all right, I want to take my kids to see this Turtles movie. And when a parent halfway through the film realizes the tone, like, right, we're leaving. I'm not having this. They just feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
But even still, right? Sorry.
That shot of Michelangelo comes out when he mentions Peter is so weird. The shot's so weird.
Sped up, isn't it?
Oh, totally.
And when you listen to the score, it's got all the sound effects also, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is. There's loads of. I too once had a son.
No, I was going to say before, obviously I think we all got a very similar upbringing, especially when it comes to violence in movies. But up to now, I don't really see this as a very violent film. Obviously there's fighting, but it's not like, even obviously the whole backlash about not using the weapons in the second one. You know, even when we've seen them use the sword and stuff like that, it's not like they're cutting limbs off. I didn't understand that, right, when they were getting the backlash. It got like so much popularity. So where was the backlash? I mean, was it literally just a couple of hundred people, you know, wrote in as it would have been back in the day and said they were disappointed?
Because obviously there's different cuts, isn't there? Because sometimes like Michelangelo's the tricks are cut out sometimes, and but back in the taken out so many cuts of it and stuff like that.
You guys ever seen Turtle? Is it Turtle Forever? The cartoon they made.
I've not seen that. Other than the 87 series, mate, I've not seen a lot of the animated series.
So there's a movie called Turtles Forever, and it's the new generation of the Turtles. They meet the Turtles from the 80s, and that's the story. Shredder and they're all in it. Shredder and Krang and all that, trying to sort it out. But then there's loads of references, but then they end up falling back in the comic books, like black and white and all that. It's fucking class.
I love that scene. It's just like, you know, like out of all the Turtles there, who would you have expected to be the most emotional?
Raph.
Wouldn't have been Raph.
Another thing as well, Loaded Weapon 1, when Emilio Estevez pops up and he pops up with the manhole cover and the turtles are in the background, but it's a scene from the barn. It's not like a scene when they're in the sewer or up in the street. It's a scene when they're in the barn. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
I love that film.
He's up to the bit where Raphael screams or past it.
Just past it.
Guy's on the phone, putting his feet up on the desk. New York City.
Yeah, I'm literally like pretty much where you are, Mason.
Now here we go, hide and seek. Stealth as a ninja.
Ninjas, man, huh?
So yeah, I guess he's a totally different character really then, isn't he, from the cartoon, because he's always screaming at him, but then here he's obviously having problems with the kid, but obviously sets up the relationship between Danny. He's still wearing that Sid t-shirt.
Danny!
There's that frequency back. What are you downloading now, Paul Ray?
No. My internet is free.
Well, then you steal it.
Well, I'll borrow it, so I haven't paid for anything.
You sure you haven't just got tinnitus, Mason?
Nah, I hear it sometimes, like.
I do. Well, sorry guys, I'm the one with hearing aids. Hearing aids.
That was so funny on that Tango and Cash podcast. AIDS. You've got AIDS? No, man. You fuck. It was how serious your voice was in that podcast. It was like, what?
There's the meds kicking in.
Oh, and there he goes. He's off.
Damn it, man. I'm trying to catch up with you.
Becker Street Station. Now, here again, he's like, this seems to be like the kind of thing in the 90s, though, when you would have these big hangouts urbanized, and you always wanted to go to one of these, but we had fuck all like this. It's like, you know what I mean? It's stuff like, Hackers had that, Super Mario Brothers, that kind of urban fallout, like Kids in Charge kind of thing.
Yeah. We had Baker Grove. He's blind, man. You can't see. Couldn't see, man. I will pass Sam Rockwell, have we?
No, Sam Rockwell's just coming down the stairs now.
He's walking down the stairs, yeah. Excellent. There's no red tattoos on.
I mean, again,
Stuff like Sam Rockwell's awesome.
he is. Have you seen a film called The Way, Way Back?
Yes.
He's fucking brilliant in that. There's Tatsu.
Tatsu. There again. You play. Have fun.
So is he going to become a single figure, or will he become a double pack? And if so, who's he going to be with?
Well,
We'll
that's...
come with the dummy for bells on from the second one.
Well, I would like this, about one of these kids, like a normal street kid with boxing gloves and then tattoo. I think that would be a nice little double pack. The one has a different variation on a ninja.
With some cardboard boxes in the background, yeah?
Well, I think it must have been a Comic-Con exclusive, but you can get like a full pack which has both the foot soldiers, Shredder and Splinter, and it actually comes with the chains for Splinter's arms, and apparently he stands on the box, which is where I think that was the original idea, and obviously everyone else who bought a Splinter after that in a normal packet didn't come with a box, hence why he's such a dick
oh, he is, isn't he?
to stand up.
Mine always looks like he's bloody humping one of the little turtles, man. He always falls over. Now, this is a great reveal to Shredder. The shadow is amazing.
And the music?
Music, aye.
But quickly mention, Tatsu apparently in the original script was meant to kill that kid, or at least it was meant to believe that he was killed, but they added in the heavy breathing and the kids picking him up at the end because they said it was just a touch too far.
Well, again, parents kicking off, like the fact that obviously, I mean, that looks amazing. That and they're giving out cigarettes for like the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Now the score, the reveal, I think obviously Shredder's a lot more samurai in this than the cartoon, especially that headpiece.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I don't even think he even comes off as much of a samurai in the cartoon. It's mainly, it feels more like a costume to him, whereas this is actually, it feel like there's an origin to why he's wearing that.
Not purple, they've gone for the red approach, haven't they? Especially at the end with the red suit on.
Yeah. Well, again, it's a colour scheme. It's why you couldn't have the foot soldiers all wearing bright purple and stuff like that. It just, it wouldn't have worked.
Watch those plates on the shoulders.
Health and safety, that man. Rolling the carpet out.
Now, is this actor his voice, do you think?
Yeah. It sounds very genuine, like.
I don't think a post-production or pre-production it.
Nah.
I actually never know.
I feel like there'd have to be a reason for it. It would have had to be like, something had to be changed for them to spend the money on it like that. Because again, we've got to remember it was like pretty much an indie film, you know what I mean?
I mean, I'm just trying to think of the philosophy here. I mean, it's this big clan, it's very dark and all that, but all the kids are watching the ceremonies, and it's kind of like, right, there's an evil Foot Clan going around. I know where they are. Like, a kid's not going to keep the mouth shut at that age.
Yeah. Oh, I'd be the bragging about it, wouldn't I? But then again, look at the bloke in charge, you know what I mean? Or you're really going to go and tell everyone about it.
That's maybe why you're right, Wild Tatsu should have killed that other kid.
Yeah. This actually actually made me really sad when I was a kid.
So he's still hanging up.
Aye, well, like I say, I don't think that's. I think he's wet. I would thought he was tears at first, but
it's put a conjunctivitis. Because it did that mecha figure, the flame one, didn't it? In the loot crate or something.
I ordered that as well, you know, but I cancelled it last minute.
Because doesn't mecha own loot crate now, don't they?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to say bought them out, but they pretty much financed it.
They have done.
They do loads of them now. They do a Turtles cartoon, a Turtles video game, and they did a 90 Turtles box.
Wow.
Strangely enough, the only one that's sold out that you can't get anymore is the 90s one. All the other ones you can still get on the website. I love that, like, put a dated woodwork. You definitely feel the 80s from it.
Look at the CRT TVs, like.
Well, this is it. When you think of the cartoons that look like more clean, more high tech, even though
futuristically, aye. Even that they can't even fix the flicker on the tellies for the cameras.
Yeah.
Can you remember the 3D glasses that came out for the 2014 film? They were like the bandanas, but the 3D glasses.
I've got a pair of them.
Yeah. I've seen some on eBay. I was like, oh, those are pretty cool.
Only seen like the new ones, like once for cinema, and I mean I've got them, and I honestly I even thought about watching them before we did this. I feel like I should give it another chance, but I literally the first one I just thought was awful, but then the second one I felt it kind of tried to save it, could have got a lot more 80s, a lot more cartoon references, but
well,
the new one that just I'm not surprised they're going to reboot it again.
I think with the last one, obviously, I think they should have capped off a trilogy. I don't like it when they set so much up and they just let it down. It was great to see Bebop and Rocksteady in it as well as Krang, but I think they could have had enough with Shredder and foreshadowing Krang for the third one. I don't think, you know what I mean. I think it was just, again, it's like Spider-Man 3, far too much into a sequel.
Yeah. Well, it's because they were panicking. They didn't think it would make it. So they figured, like, what Sam Raimi said, he turned around and said he completely understand. And he knew for a fact, even when he was filming, it was way too much. But he just had a feeling that he wasn't going to get a fourth one. And he wanted to use certain characters, so he just put them in.
Yeah, and Sony wanted more people than the...
Yeah. I think that's where it started. Sony wanted more villains. But I think he just like, well, if I'm going to use any villains, it's going to be these.
So we are Raph on the roof now, yeah?
Yeah, and we have the other guys watching the cartoon. The turtle in the hair. Again, though, that goes back to the cartoon because that's what they're like getting the story. They're getting told to go to sleep.
Yeah. See, if that stuff you probably wouldn't have picked up as a kid. The fact that Mikey totally wanted to do Able.
Interbreeding.
I didn't see this for you. I love that film still to this day. I understand why it gets a hate, and I know it's a bad film in general, but it's just too much of a nostalgia factor for me. I can watch it and still laugh me ass off.
I love his score. I love the score. John Barry, who also did the James Bond theme.
Now this is really about the first bit of real action though here. Especially martial arts.
Well, this is it, because it's daytime and you're seeing all the movement, which I still, like, obviously tip my hat to them, because, like I say, the fact that obviously we now know these are guys in suits, but when you look at that, that's a turtle fighting for soldiers. It's not a guy in a suit as far as I'm concerned. When I look at it, the movement, it's fluid.
It's pretty sweet, yeah.
Paul just put us on hold.
think Paul's has put us on hold, aye.
Aye.
But no, it's, I mean, again, you just either go downstairs.
I'd love to buy more naked foot soldiers.
I'm just,
Are you back, Paul?
I am sorry, I had a phone call.
That's right.
just saying there, they've gone downstairs to the antique shop. I always thought they went upstairs to it, because he comes through the ceiling.
That's a good point, actually, yeah. You did have a mistake on their part.
Do they go back upstairs before he goes through the window? Oh, yeah, I think he goes back upstairs.
Right.
Ah, here they go back upstairs.
Ah, there they are, yeah.
And then, boomf.
Again, this putter made me sad as a kid as well. Like seeing a turtle get his ass kicked like that.
And this is where it proper gets violent, though. This is a proper... The score, you know, it becomes dark. I mean...
Absolutely, but I do think when I watch this scene, it's I know we're going to say the word far-fetched in a turtle film, but like there's absolutely no way any of these like foot soldiers are kids.
Aye. I love it how Michelangelo's head mask has totally changed there for the nunchucks.
Yes.
Have you got nunchucks, Paul? Or are you watching a bootleg version?
I've got nunchucks.
I got nunchucks too.
Hello, Chucker.
I've got nunchucks that staple into his finger, just swings around.
Well, Mason, in your baby turtles, did you get the hand with the nunchucks?
Aye, I've got a big finger with a pair of nunchucks, yeah.
And that's
Did
a
you don't...
conversation I would never thought I would ever hear.
Really? Of the conversation we've had?
That's a lie, yeah. I expect it.
But it's obviously
wild.
it's that finger for the big turtles, but I'm not paying 130 quid like.
Oh, is it for the big one? I thought it was for the 7-incher.
No, it's for the big like the big huge ones.
I mean, they get a massive review like online saying how greatly detailed they are. But yeah, I'm on board with you there. Like, I just can't afford to like buy all 4 turtles that size.
Just get the one you like.
Aye, well, can't do that, man. Too much of a completist. That's why I'm very. Oh,
Has he gone again? Has he? Hello? I might have lost everyone now. Reconnecting to Paul Ray. Podcast going on there. Axe on the floor. Little voice in there. Hello, anyone? Hello? Oh, everyone's fully gone. So I'll try and reconnect to everyone. It's just dropped out.
No,
Hiya.
I'm dead, got cut off.
Well, I thought it was you. You disappeared first.
No, and then Claude disappeared, then you guys disappeared, then I said reconnecting.
Tatsu's just turned up. Hiya.
just got. It started beeping and saying reconnected and just died out. Wonder if it's a time thing.
Let us know when to play the piano if it's Heed. Don't tell him.
Playing his head now.
So,
Now.
excellent.
Now he's screaming on.
See again, I mean it's violent, but at the same time it's really comedic as well.
It's got, yeah, especially the score.
Yeah. Like when before we got disconnected there was a bit with Leonardo with the swords, when he's clearly going like back, forth, and then he literally misses it. I mean, like I say, it's funny, it's like kind of humorous. Yes, Mr. Jones.
Metal pale over there.
Wayne, but again, like, I've heard Wayne Gretzky's name a few times now, but like obviously it's a totally American joke, that. Then the music
Yeah,
totally
so, I mean,
changes.
I was very much happy back in the day, so I knew straight away, you know, it was representing me, but I can totally imagine the general public not getting that.
And the music totally changes. That whole like synth score coming in.
Yeah.
Do.
Casey Jones got that smaller there for some strange reason. Must just be my eyes.
I think some of them foot soldier guys are really tall though.
That's what I mean earlier on about them not being kids. I mean, the build and the height of them, they're all very much clearly adults.
April, you're fired.
Would definitely got to pick up a Casey Jones mask.
I'm a bit worried about you. Like, you're on about saying that you got a kick-ass mask, and now you're on about wanting a Casey Jones mask. I mean, what the fuck are you going to be doing?
It's when I start fighting crime.
That's what I'm worried about.
I think you should go on Wish.com and buy the first one that's on there.
Christ, man.
And there is the Turtle-mobile.
Tailmobile.
Little nod to it.
That was Volkswagen.
I mean, imagine that, man. You've got your house there. I mean, she's got a whole building and a shop full of old antiques and just gone.
Think of all the VHSs.
Oh, it comes from the backhander, but still not as good as the Predator.
He's got all those masks on that I need to get a hold of, actually. Shredder. When I go out of the shops.
Alright.
I've got one of them masks. It's just not silver.
There's an awesome one I found online the other day, obviously with the whole COVID-19 thing. This bloke's
I love
made his mask, but it's like the Predator, with his mouth, like the mouth wide open. It's a proper mask.
I've seen a Jim Carrey the mask one, but take a bike one, take a bandana, but it's for a bike, but it goes on your mouth, looks awesome, but won't get you until like July. Everyone's cashing in on it now, like.
Oh, like it's become a trend now.
Can you imagine a Ninja Turtle one, man, for your mouth?
Someone's made one. I'm on a Ninja Turtles fan page on Facebook, and someone posted one that actually made one. It looks really weird, but pretty cool at the same time.
Everyone's cashing in.
Do you guys get that video I sent you the other day? Oh, this is the guy who's dead.
The wifey with the colour mask open.
Aye.
I must be this. I saw that. I must be in this scene. I the one. Well, I mean, even then you look at him like, you know, he killed him. You know. Oh yeah, it's difficult breathing. That mask, you know, you need to have a hole. Say, stand on a box. That's what I need.
He's just a. He's just a.
Boxes anyway.
Oh man, he's just a right shit to stand up.
Third word party. I told Danny had a family.
There's a few actors, him, April O'Neil, I don't think I've ever seen in another movie.
But didn't, I mean, obviously, I think it was quite obvious to see, but the lass who played April O'Neil, didn't she do a cameo in the new one?
She did, yeah, it was cut out, wasn't it? She met over April, yeah, I think I'll see something online.
And it got cut?
Yeah.
Aye. Probably good in that one.
The little turtle van. I would have probably made that a bit more creamer. So she's got
this.
This
is where it starts gets stuck. But when it's a kid, it starts to get a bit like, oh god, it gets a little bit, goes on a little bit too long. I think this bit.
Well, it's exactly. It's starting to pause, and it's like taking a breath. Because it's not like being action filled from the beginning, but it's been kind of like quite well paced.
But again, it's like.
But you want to be in New York.
But putting in this love, love interest between them two, we don't need that.
Yeah.
Maybe he's in a sequel.
We're doing a sequel. We're back by popular demand.
So it's like
But even. Go for it.
but I was gonna say, like, it's again, it spends a lot of time with these, like the hate love kind of thing going on.
Well, that's what I was about to say. I thought, like, you know what it is? It's only just now where you'll get the odd film that looks like it's going to go that way, and it doesn't. Whereas, like, the 80s, the 90s, the noughties, it's all very much, there has to be some form of, like, love interest. You know, I think you'll learn to find that, if you don't already know, I am Star Wars through and through. And out of that last film, I would literally, I told you, Paul, when you were sitting 6 rows behind it, in my head, I was like sitting there, the two characters, and in my head I was just like, don't fucking kiss, don't you fucking dare kiss, do not kiss, and they did, and I just thought, why? That's no development, there's no need. It was just like, why do we have to have a love interest? It's ridiculous.
Agree with you.
I remember trying to draw them as a kid and failing miserably.
Mason draws Ninja Turtles all the time.
I can draw them like cartoonish, but I remember like loving it. I love the bit where it's Leonardo in the chair.
Yeah.
Slayer. I always love that as like even as an art piece. But I
It's
always
good
just think
transition,
visually.
isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's very clever. Because it reminds of the aha take on me.
Well, isn't that the same director?
I think so. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
God, like them trucks were just everywhere in 80s movies. I've never seen one of them over here.
But nah, it's like you'll never really see like a Dodge Viper or anything like that.
We get one of the most disturbing scenes in film history in a minute, mind.
I know which one you mean.
When Donatello's mouth opens and you can see a pair of fucking eyes in his mouth.
Take on me.
I'm waiting for you to start. It's in my head as well, like.
What a horrible place. But you just threw him in the bath and just left him there. There you go.
Well, he's a fucking
He's a turtle,
turtle.
man, they've got to keep him wet. Because there's never been a point at any point in Turtles that they have water, but when he's injured, it's going to help him revive.
It just looks like he's having like a really bad hangover. He just woke up in a bathtub or something.
We've all been there.
I'll be there soon, I'll tell you that. But yeah, the animatronics on Jim Henson. I mean, those suits must have weighed a fortune because all the mechanics were in the back of it, weren't it? In the shell. It was all like age operated, weren't it? Still holds up to this day.
And that's what I mean. I look at it still to this day, and it's just like, it's why this one works so well. Like I say, there is some love for the second one, but you can't deny that it's a little off-putting when you see the way the facial expression go. The eyes are much bigger, and it's just like, oh, if only they just used. I mean, it would have been like a little bit better if they just used the original suits, but
Yeah. I think because the third one they get a cheaper company or something to do it.
well, if you did, yeah.
He's awake. Have I been left on my own again?
No. We're just in depth. Awake, man.
And here we go, we're getting ready for the scene with the eyes, because it's coming. Bet the actor inside said, don't shake it too much, man. And I'll pop out.
It's very clever because like I said, they had to look out underneath the bandanas, didn't they, for little slots so actors can see it over. Okay,
Just a mime, though.
I'm alright, Leo.
That is just terrifying. That there's a fucking mouth in that there.
I just literally saw it just as he said.
You can't get that image out your head.
Oh, this is a beautiful shot that before when they were in the field.
Just need some montage music. I mean, Rocky.
That's what I was going to say. It's like, hearts on fire.
Didn't this have like when having like a bigger scene for Michelangelo, wasn't it? I was reading or something. Because when the turtle's on the roof, it's actually Michelangelo. If you look at the bandana, but it's Raphael's voice. But he had a bigger scene in the thingy.
Right.
That's it.
That's exactly what they did in the cartoon, didn't it? Wasn't the voice or something not matching the colour of the bandanas?
Well, every time it would start, when it'd be like, "Din-na-na-na-na-na," and it'll just be like a turtle paused, and the title, and it'll be like, standing with the swords, but be Michelangelo or Leonardo's swords and stuff.
Yeah.
80s montage coming.
I love this, like, the shot.
I wonder, using Leonardo's sword to cut up a carrot.
No, I could say it's totally over the top, but you know.
This is what I do during the day.
What? Walk behind girls and touch them?
No, I go in the field and do my martial arts.
All right. You should have said that a little bit later.
I could say a little bit.
I think I'm a little bit behind you guys.
Well, at least you're not behind a woman trying to touch you. That's fine.
I don't know which version I've got. I'm always behind you.
Well, why don't you just skip forward a bit?
I know. Over to the bit where Casey Jones massages.
Well, the massage is nearly over. She's peaked. I mean...
Yeah.
I didn't know which version I'm watching.
Well, you said you had nunchucks, so I'm guessing you're watching the uncut version.
I don't know.
Leonardo!
Behind her.
Leonardo's got quite a really young voice, though, hasn't he, compared to like the other ones? Now, this is the scene here where Emilio Estevez pops up randomly before he interrupts the board game.
That's right, yes.
Oh, yeah.
But you say he's got a young voice, though, but like, I know it sounds ridiculous, but I've never really, even though it's in the title, I've never really saw them as like young teenagers.
Oh, definitely not in the movie. Maybe he's in the cartoon, but like this is like early 20s.
Yeah. Can you imagine like Baxter Fly turned up in this film like this?
Well, see, again, no, it's like I would have said that they would have brought the Rat King and stuff into the third one rather than try and take it to Japan. They had a lot of... I think they could have done it, but again, like when you see they didn't have Jim Henson, they changed the costumes. And of course, after that, they went off, and I think I've got 2 seasons of the TV show when they're like in costume, and I've never watched it where there's a girl turtle as well.
Not bad, Venus.
But now there's a new girl turtle wearing yellow as well.
Yeah. Have you seen that one? I don't know what it is. I'm forgetting the name now, but it's like a picture just got released like not long ago. It's like an older, like a turtle, but he's like old, but he's not wearing a bandana. And apparently they're teasing it. It's for someone to come, but because he's really old, they haven't like released who it is yet. I think it's referred to as definitely one of the 4, but they haven't like quite given it away like who it is. And like every time you see a picture of him, he's like pretty much holding all the weapons. So you can't really turn around and say, oh, it must be Leonardo because he's got the swords. And I don't know what it is, but it must be a new series coming out or something.
Maybe. Do you think they're going to like CGI, or do you think it's going to be suits?
I mean, the Turtles in the new films, 2014, I mean, they didn't look good, in my opinion. The whole bulked up, massive, but CGI, it didn't look as bad as CGI, because obviously to me it's always going to be practical. I'd love that to most things. But I reckon it could look good in CGI if they do it right.
Mm.
Just to make them look. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the next one will probably have the Rock in it, so it'll have to be massive. But
Again, though, a lot of the other characters are throwaway stories. You know what I mean? Like Baxter Stockman, like obviously they brought him in as well, and they were setting him up, but they didn't really go very far with that, did they? Yeah.
Well, Secret of the Use, Eastman and that, they didn't want to be used Shredder because they were turning around saying you've got all these characters in this little universe we've got, use someone different, and that's why I think you didn't really get a lot of Shredder in the second one. I think there was a little bit of back and forth with them.
I love how Shredder comes back in the second one. I think like that. I mean, to me,
it's
it just.
The only thing that keeps the darkness.
That'll be a figure, wasn't it? Super Shredder be a figure. I'm sure it was.
It's already been released. Well, not released, but it's already been like announced.
With Talk on RZA.
Kevin Nash. See, in a way though, you got like Tucker and Rizzo on the next one. I still think that would probably been a better move than actually using Bebop and Rocksteady. I don't know how good Bebop and Rocksteady would have looked, you know, for this, because especially the pig, you know, at least with Rizzo, they had all the fur and everything, so they would use a lot of practical stuff like that.
The only problem I've got with Razor is the fact that his jawline just never seemed right to me.
It didn't look right, did it? It's definitely something that they've thought of in a cartoon-esque. Like, look, what would it look like in the cartoon? And then made it rather than.
Well, he looks a bit. I mean, he looks like he's a cousin of Lubo from the Labyrinth.
Yeah, I've never thought of that actually, but now that you mention it. Sarah Brand. He's got a face you want to slap though, doesn't he?
I'm surprised he wouldn't. He'll probably be a Nectar figure, and the only real know it's him because he'll have Sid written on the back of his t-shirt that he spends most of the film in.
He'll be Ginger. Get yourself a Ginger action figure.
Don't think I've got a Ginger in my group yet.
I'm an egg then.
Well, is Hooper not a bit, well, he's more blonde than me, Hooper.
Huh?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm referring to my figure collection, so that's why I jumped on the Jaws there for a second. So I was thinking, I don't think I've got a Ginger. But, no.
Have you seen the bringing out What About Bob Pop vinyl?
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Nice.
It got announced last night along with the X-Men, I think.
I don't know if I'll keep them, like, because again, I'm not like really massive on pop vinyl, but I have pre-ordered the '89 Batman, Joker, and Penguin on Zavi, like 3 for $30.
You're as bad as Paul Ray. He always pre-orders something and then cancels it.
Well, no, I mean most of my pre-orders I actually fulfill, but it's more along the lines of like my look is that if I didn't pre-order it, they'll be like reduced in like 2 months' time to next to nothing.
Yeah.
Whereas when I always miss out on the good ones or the ones that tend to be like really limited. So for me, it's more or less I'm just with it being Zappy as well. Sometimes they do like sell out of stuff really quickly. So I thought, well.
Did you end up with a Jaws print? Did you end up with a Jaws print, Carl?
I did,
Because there's only 100 of them, you know.
I know. Well, that was one of the reasons why I stuck with it, because I thought, I understand like why it's the price it was, because there was only 100 in this and the other, but at the time it was like, oh, but I just don't really have that much money left, and this, that, and the other. And then I just bit the bullet and said no, because there'll not be any more. You're not finding for years now if you ever found someone selling it, but it's such a nice print. I was even more impressed when I saw it in person.
I've befriended the artist because I sent him the video I did of the unboxing, so he was well happy with that.
He loved your frame, didn't he?
Again, though, it's such a weird size. You would never walk into a shop and find a frame for that. You know what I mean? So.
Well, this is it.
Paul Ray's been snooping on past posters as well, so.
Yeah, I had a quick look. There's an 18 one, but I've got Nah, I've got other things I need to do.
Well, I've got saved on my phone like the web page because it's probably the one that nobody would assume that I would really, really want, but I absolutely love it as a film and as a poster. Brewster's Millions. I literally love that film to bits. It's up there as one of my most rewatched films, I think.
I'm not joking. I watched that film with my dad as a kid, and it's just such a great memories. That film, I love it. I love Brewster's Million.
Oh, it's just such a good story as well. I mean, I'm surprised I haven't tried to redo it, to be honest with you. I mean, inflation would be a bit harder, but I'm surprised I hadn't tried to be a remake of it.
I love Richard Pryor.
Oh, like I say, I mean, when you think of Stir Crazy, or, you know, stuff like that, you see no evil, hear no evil. I mean, like I say, he's just an absolute gem.
Moving. I love Moving. Or The Toy.
Yeah. Nah. Now, has he got more whiskers than he had before?
I don't know, but guess what? I'm copying a file on my computer and it says VHS Paul Ray from June. I don't know what that is, Paul. What knows?
Neither do I.
Probably me just giving you grief.
Probably.
As a kid, I went to H&V on Northumberland Street and I bought a soundtrack. I think it was 1789 because obviously I had some of the score, like two songs from the score, like Shredder's Sweet Suit and stuff. But then I had like Partners in Crime, Turtle Power. I absolutely love that. Even now, I'll still listen to it.
These backstories, this is the second one because there's one like obviously when he discovers the turtles, but these like to fill in the gaps. I mean, are we really being told that the rat travels to America? I mean, like you would have to love that fucking rat to take it from Japan to America with you.
Well, it's a very spiritual animal, isn't it? The Japanese, like they have a year of the rat and stuff like that. So maybe that was something of a quite a deep connection that way.
Yeah, like Demolition Man, rat burgers.
Yeah, of course.
They live in the sewers. Rat burgers. There you go.
I also thought it was interesting how they did the backstories, how they did it like all black backgrounds and stuff like that.
Wait, it's like
It was an interesting,
isn't it?
that's really interesting way to go.
The animation's weird also. It's like stop motion, but it's not. But it's a mixture of everything.
I think it's just a really, again, they've just done it to save budget though.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they've probably got extra budget, and when people saw the film together, I mean, hence when they've probably cast the voices of the turtles, because all that would have been done later on. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Pepsi and Mountain Dew. I mean, it's definitely a Pepsi endorsed movie. Because you either have Coke or you have Pepsi, don't you?
We never had Mountain Dew until recently.
No, not till recently.
There's another one that you like. If you're buying that sweet shop in Metro, that costs you like £5.
No, you can get it in Poundland and stuff now. One of the drinks I love is L&P from New Zealand. Oh, it's.
Oh, I remember you mentioned that in your video. I think even when you drank it, was it lemonade?
Oh, mate, honestly, I've never ever seen it outside of New Zealand, and it's the first thing. Like, Brit was like, "Where you going?" I says, "Like, my mum's going out for a cigarette at the airport." And like I went and got a bottle of LP out the fridge and a crunchy bar, and she, "You don't like chocolate?" I was like, but this is a New Zealand crunchy. It's made with different chocolate, and then like even the inside of it's just so different. And I mean, Brittany put on a brave face. She was like, "Oh yeah, I like that." I was like, "You totally just lied to me face, Brittany." Like you did, she was not expecting that taste.
It didn't come over like I watched that video and I watched it and I thought she didn't like that.
It's like by the time I was trying to get her eat of the nashi, and she go, "Oh, just tastes like an apple and a pear." And I was like, "Well, that's what it is."
Maybe you built it up too much.
They honest to God, like nashis and L&P, man, just unbelievable. But saying that, when I was over there, the L&P, they had brought out a new one with pineapple, and I'm quite a big fan of pineapple on stuff. But I just do not get pineapple in fizzy pop. it's just something like it's just not right with it.
It tastes fake, because it didn't taste like pineapple though, did it?
Mm.
It's just sweet.
I mean, look at that guy going head first down in that sewer like that.
have no fear. I think once I get like probably good enough, or if I get good enough, I think one of the things I want to do out of me Dremel is make a sewage, a manhole lid for me turtles. I think.
Yeah, you should do like a diorama. You can get them on eBay and stuff like that.
And our dioramas though, like they look lush, but then like twice the price of the figures, which is like understandable because it's a big diorama. But it's like, and my problem is I don't think I've got a setup like nice enough for it. I think you gotta have one of those houses, don't you?
I think your setup's alright. Mason's in the guitar.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if I had a diorama, I wouldn't be able to put that on the shelf.
Yeah, it's true.
I'd have to have it on display, and I just don't know where I'd do that. But no, I mean, right now I've got me, as Mason refers to them as Chris Angels, War Angels, there scouring up the Tower of Nakatomi.
I was talking to Chris not last night, the night before. He might be on one of the branching outs down the line.
That's a good name, that. Branching out's a good name.
Branching out. I mean, it's got a something to it, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know who came up with that idea.
Paul, like,
he put like little messages in the box on the orders where, and the last one he did, he actually put in saying Donatello will be making a return soon. And I was like, I gotta say, I mean, I knew straight away that you got the Donatello, so I wasn't like, oh, I'm gutted I can't have the Donatello, but it was like, I mean, I would just request a custom.
Oh, did he only do one each, did he?
Oh yeah, there's only one of one.
Oh, is it? So you've got, so out of the four, I've got one. And
you totally destroyed my collection, this man.
Well, saying that, I mean, I did get mine first.
Well, you just said that, right? But that's another one where I literally clicked on the website to buy yours for 120 quid because you actually save quite a lot by buying them all. But I literally just didn't have 120 quid, so I ended up having to like unclick it. And then, like, obviously later on, I think Britt might have actually told us that you're getting them. But I just thought there, of course, well, that's a no-brainer because obviously Mason's favourite turtle was Donatello. But then when I looked at it, I said, yep, all mine are one of one, and now it's going to be like Donatello. One of two.
Well, see, the thing is, I've been trying to get him to do as a graboid one. That
would work.
Well, he keeps like, I've got quite a few of them now, but.
Well, the one could obviously I messaged him earlier on before I got the turtles to see what sort of custom kind of capabilities he had, like what sort of things he'd be willing to do. And obviously, my initial thought was I think the Ghostbusters would look awesome. Which he said he'd been wanting to do for ages, but he says he just can't quite get the weight right. So it's like if it's got a proton pack on its back, you can't get him to stand up.
Yeah.
And I was like, total fair enough. Like, but idea, which I'm hoping he's going to come back to, is Staples, Marshmallow Man.
Well, you know what you should do for the Ghostbusters one? Have the trap on the bottom and have it like so it's been sucked in.
Nice, yeah. That'll look good. So all the kids have seen the light.
Aye.
The errors of their ways. I don't know how one of them freaked out by that talk.
I mean, you couldn't do that now. Everyone was like, can I get a selfie with you? Like, what? Ching ching. Next thing you know, fucking social media everywhere.
I still don't know how he got with golf club so freaking far.
He probably goes flying.
It got a little bit campy there, didn't it? A little bit got a bit over the top.
I think Splinter goes up and down in sizes. I mean, he looks massive there compared to when he was chained up.
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, there's no way he's able to walk, so I wonder if that's a person. Nah. No, it won't be a person, but no, I got that because I'll be honest with you, I think there must be at least about a good couple of like Splinters they've got on set.
Yeah. I do as a family daddy.
What?
That was the only critique with the Michelangelo NECA film. film figure was that the nunchucks, they use a wire, so obviously it's purposely so that you can pose it and stuff like that. But with the foot soldier nunchuck, the little metal chains, and to be honest with you, there's so many people online saying that the wire comes out of the nunchucks after a while if you're not really careful. And I think mine looks a little bit loose at the moment, like, but like, why don't you just use metal?
Do you know that you know the turtles? You know the theme, and yeah, no, like dum 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 dum. Doesn't it just sound like you would just recognise it straight away? But you also think it would work for the TV show, wouldn't you? The cartoon.
Well,
it sounds like it's from a cartoon, but it's not.
Me and Carl were talking about this the other day because me and Carl, funny enough, had been watching the TV show. I mean, again, though, look at that cartwheel roll they've just done was pretty stupid. And then we get the shredder come into here, but it was so weird. I mean, look, he drops down. Where's he dropped down for? They're on the fucking roof. Just get dropped off in a helicopter. Obviously, on the 25th anniversary Black Box DVD, there's only like 6 episodes of what they call Series 1. And when you click on bonus episodes, right, when you click on that, it's like sort of maybe Series 4 or 5. The intro song is totally different, even though it's the same lyrics. But it actually has the footage from the film blended into the intro.
Yeah, really? I haven't gotten that far.
It's on the first disc. It's the bonus content.
It's totally mixed up over here. The TV show.
Well, that with a lot of series, haven't they?
Yeah.
Well, it sort of gets refreshed. I mean, again, like films like this open the door for the likes of the Power Rangers to be created. I mean, I know Japan had been doing some wacky stuff. I mean, you just need to look at anything 88 films have released of that kind of like Japanese anime live action stuff, and they're just fucking mental. But like you know, like Power Rangers and stuff were like filmed and then totally different storylines when they were Americanized and chopped and turned around.
Isn't it weird that like Turtles only meet Shredder right at the end, and not through the film?
Yeah. Well, I would have preferred, to be honest with you, I would have liked to have seen them make a bit more contact with him. You know, make it like more of a fight, because to be honest with you, you know, as it's going to come up, spoiler, it's only Leonardo who actually made contact.
Well, this goes back to the comic book, though, because this is the original ending of the comic book.
Yeah. Because again, it looks great, but like I say, I would have liked to have seen like a couple of them land a couple of blows just to sort of show that they are in fact quite skillful fighters.
Well, that's the thing as well. It's like you got 4 on 1.
Yeah.
But I don't think in the original comic, like from what I remember reading it, Shredder it just doesn't survive the fall.
Well, no, I mean when you look at it, I don't even think they intentionally wanted them to survive.
But going,
get crushed by a garbage can.
But going back to that, if you go back to that, have you guys not seen that Turtles Forever film?
Yeah.
The one with the cartoon, when it because when it goes back to the black and white comics and they're walking around the black and white comics, Shredder appears on the wall, but I think he accidentally falls off because of what's going on, because obviously it changes like the reality of everything.
Alright.
It's an amazing film, that though.
Question though, because it was only because someone had actually labelled it, but obviously the animated movie that came out after the third one.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Well, yeah, it's classed as the 4th one in the theory because.
So I was going to say, is it canon then? Is it like, did it actually pick up?
It
pick up from it, but
there's a shrine. Splinter has a shrine at the start, and they've got Shredder's head, and they've got the Ooze Khan, and I think they've got a few. I think they've got a few more bits and bobs from the movies.
Nice.
So
honestly, I'm going to watch it at some point this week. Just one of those ones that I don't know with the Turtles. It just felt like anything that wasn't the first or second one, I didn't really like kind of show a huge amount of interest in.
Did you ever hear?
Especially when it was animated as well.
Do you know what's very famous about that Turtles thing? They made a video game at that time, so and it was the easiest 1,000 points on an Xbox. You could get the full 1,000 achievement points for the first level of the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, he recovered really quickly, didn't he?
I mean, it's weird because obviously he is an old rat. But yeah, I mean, when you look at him, it's like, is he just knackered because of what he went through, or is he always like that? Because I mean, obviously in the cartoon, he does like have actually some pretty decent fights.
Yeah.
Whereas does it just feel like he did a complete, like, kind of ready to die kind of look?
I mean, there he's got his nunchuck, like.
I mean, that takes some strength off from Splinter. I love how they included that knife in the mecha film, in the mecha figure.
Again, though, I think that's kind of cut as well, because, you know, in the movie, in the original cut, I'm sure he just sidesteps him and he's over.
Yeah. Well, the way he falls over, you could totally imagine that being it, though. You could see them saying, right, cut.
I think if I remember right, it goes towards him, but then the nunchucks are always out of shot, and you just see him tip over. If I remember right.
Yeah.
Who got a message?
That'd be me. It won't be anything nice enough.
Tinder,
No.
you have a match.
I'm going to use that.
Danny boy.
Yeah, I'm sure that ending's different.
Aye, I want to say it is.
I can't remember the knife. I cannot remember the knife at all.
Really?
Oh, I can definitely go with Paul on that, saying that's a re-edit, that. Like, it's an edited version.
I mean, it
Just
feels like
so
old,
wild.
but I mean, that's it. It could just be that, you know, like I say, I mean, it's interesting what your brain will let you remember sometimes.
It's Mandela.
The Bernsteins.
Yeah.
Oh, Bob. I want who we lost there? We lost Carl there. I was about to name check you, Paul, saying we got lost because you were on Tinder.
Shut right, I'm not. I'm just phone's just on me chest.
Oh yeah,
I'm
is
just
it
trying
not?
to like pay attention because I think it's like when you get scenes like that, you always like catch something. There's so much going on. You like look behind the scene, like you say who's looking at the camera or something.
Oh, like the extras, deadpan the extras and stuff.
But I didn't used to until you bloody mentioned it, mate.
That's it, though. Again, when you're doing the podcast, you can follow the story, but obviously you can't hear the dialogue. But it's like you got to look at stuff in the background, especially when you look at films. Like, again, going back to Critters being on the pictures, you're always like, oh, what's at the pictures? Oh, what's in the video shop? Do you know what I mean? It's just looking past there.
Yeah. Well, this is it. I mean, it was attention to detail. You could see someone was out there sitting there going, oh, it'd be really cool to drop this in or to put that in. And they didn't want people to really, like, kind of announce it. It was like, I think, who do you call her? Someone Gunn, does Guardians of the Galaxy.
James Gunn.
James Gunn, he'd like put like at least a good 20-30 Easter eggs in that film, and he's vowed, I think the last one was finally found, but he vowed, he said, I'm not telling you what it is, if you see it, brilliant, but the whole idea of it is supposed to be just like kind of a little nod that either you'll notice or you won't.
Well, this time
on YouTube.
Aye. What film it is when they're like the guys are sitting there making like, is it like taking notes of like when everyone like gets the tops off and all that, and then someone walks in and goes, oh, like such and such, and like, oh, there's already a website for that.
Oh no.
Knocked up.
No. Knocked up, yeah.
Knocked up, aye.
Knocked up.
Well, you know there's a website out there that will tell you if an animal is harmed in a film, because of people who don't want to see a film where animals get harmed.
Vegans.
You can actually literally go on it.
Oh, I mean, all these films and all these deaths and all these Steven Seagals, karate chops and all that. If a dog gets killed in a film, that's me. I'm like traumatized.
Like John Wick, man. I was watching a reaction video of that the other day, and I still think it was like.
Honest to God, right? That's the main reason I haven't. Like, Brittany's like, "Oh, can we watch John Wick?" And I'm like, "I can lend you it, but I don't want to be anywhere near you when you've watched it."
Yeah.
Right, so the trailer credits have just rolled up. So what we're going to do is, that song is going to hit that Turtle Powers kicked in, which is really iconic. Funny enough, on the box set on Blu-ray, it is actually Vanilla Ice playing there. Corey Feldman gets the end credit as well. Nice little. If you have a look at that, that's quite nice that they give him that credit. So what we're going to do is going to wrap this podcast up here, and then we're going to go straight into the second one. Yeah. Right, so thanks for listening, everyone. Say bye for now, guys, for the next one.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.